Hey besties, welcome to Get Fit in Your 40s, where we get real about our own journeys and how we have helped thousands of women figure out why what worked in their 20s isn't cutting it anymore.
We are your hosts, Dookie and Kausar, your fitness BFFs, here to help you navigate losing weight and getting healthier in your 40s and beyond. Let's get into it. Welcome to the second episode of Get Fit in Your 40s. I'm your host, Dookie.
I'm Kausar.
And today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, super common topic. Why, if I'm eating healthy, I cannot lose the belly fat. But before that, I want to say that thank God for this podcast. Thank God for my bestie who came here today. Maybe this is too much information, but I'm in day number 2 of my period. So I'm feeling not really good today. I feel very puffy. I feel like my hair is not hairing. Thank God that it's cold because I'm wearing like a huge sweater because I feel bloated. And you know what? I was impressed because I saw you that you came with this cute sweater as well.
I know, we're matching unintentional. We match quite a bit all the time.
It's true, all the time. We're in the Zoom calls and I'm like, oh, you're wearing blue. Oh my God, me too. What about you?
It's been a day. I woke up to my whole house being flooded.
Yeah, you sent me a picture and I was like,
Not today.
there is no podcast today.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I asked my husband, did you get it? Or should I just stay and keep screaming? He's like, you know what? I think you should go. So I'm so glad I came.
Don't forget about the real life for a second and just talk about food. Our favorite topic. I don't know about you guys, but we're foodies. So we're going to be talking about why, if I'm eating healthy, I cannot lose the belly fat. What is going on? What is wrong with me?
Let me read because I get these messages all the time. Yes. This bestie wrote on Facebook, yeah. I'm desperate and I need help. I'm 43 and I'm sure there's something wrong with me. I feel like I'm doing everything to lose my pouch, but instead my pants get tighter and tighter. I cook all my meals at home. I eat super healthy most of the time, but there's no way to lose this belly fat. I don't know what to do. I'm lost.
It's super common. I like to see this as our fitness journey, right? Like our health journey. When you want to lose weight, when you want to lose body fat, or you want to feel good about yourself, you start by cooking at home, by looking up healthy recipes, just real whole foods.
Yes.
Because that's what everyone told us. You have to eat healthy in order to lose weight. However, what is going on if you are doing just that and you don't see important results?
Yes.
Right? Like you feel, or maybe you see results at the beginning and then you don't see results anymore. That's something that happened to me.
Yes, let's go over that. So maybe you can start with your story.
So this is what happened to me. It was 2014.
Wow. So 10 years ago.
10 years ago, exactly. And I have gained by that time 35 pounds after having my baby. I was naturally skinny all my life. So this was very new to me. I was like, oh my God, maybe. By that time, I settled. I said, this is how moms look like. I had a baby, so this is my new body. I try to embrace it. However, I had gastritis. I went to the gastroenterologist. I was in pain all the time, very uncomfortable. Also, my husband was suffering from the same. Of course, we realized something with the food. We were ordering out all the time. We were stressed parents with no cooking skills. And my daughter started solids. So when I saw that we needed to feed her solid foods and both of us were sick, I said, this is the time to put my big girl pants on. And you have to be a real mom. You need to cook now. I tell you, I adore my daughter. I do, because all of this started for her, right? I wanted to be a healthy mom and I wasn't at that time. So I did what everyone does. I started downloading healthy recipes, reading in Instagram. I bought healthy recipes, books, and I went into the rabbit hole. I need to eat healthy foods in order to heal. And I did. Gastritis was gone. My husband also healed himself because I started cooking healthy. I transitioned into a plant-based diet because I felt that was a better fit for me. It was like wholesome, more fruits, more vegetables. I lost some pounds. However, it came to a point where I kind of plateau.
Yes.
So what's going on?
Yes.
I was like, okay, what is wrong with me? I was in a healthy weight. I felt great. However, I wanted to look leaner and I wasn't getting that. Why, if I was eating healthy, I wasn't losing body fat? So I'm going to go over my food log, and then you as coach explain to me why I wasn't losing body fat. So my breakfast started with oats, adding chia seeds, coconut milk, honey, walnuts, and apples. Then I had cravings before lunch. So of course I had a low calorie carb, which is rice cake with almond butter, super healthy. And then for lunch, I was eating quinoa, because then veggies. I used to prepare this Chinese inspired rice. Instead of rice, I was eating quinoa with corn, all the veggies, coconut oil. Then with eggs, that was my protein, 1 egg. And then I mixed everything, was delicious. And then in the middle of the afternoon, I would bake coconut flour muffins, because that was super healthy and trendy, with some cocoa powder and banana and all of that. So that was like the muffins that I was preparing, healthy desserts, as everyone called it. And then for dinner, very simple, an avocado toast with whole grain bread, guacamole or avocado, and then with some hemp seeds on top. So this was my day, right? So tell me, according to your calculations as a coach, how do you see it?
If you asked me this 10 years ago, and I used to watch you on Instagram, I think it's phenomenal how you are eating, right? Like the coconut, the avocados, nuts, and the seeds. And those are so good for your gut, for your body, for your longevity.
Yes. I felt fantastic.
I know. And you had so much energy. And you're putting in a lot of effort, right?
I was meal prepping. My hips were hurting because I was meal prepping, cooking everything from scratch.
Oh gosh, yes.
Chopping the vegetables. I had a toddler with me. So it was like a lot of work, but I was determined to do it the right way.
I was just putting, as you were speaking, in our app, in our BFF app, and I see that you're eating roughly 2,200 calories. So from this calculation, you're eating almost 100 grams of fat and a lot of fiber, though, I have to say. That's why you healed your stomach issues, right? Your gut bacteria started thriving and living again.
I thought that calories didn't matter as long as I was eating healthy foods.
But so as much as the society denies the calories intake, it's really important for you to understand that if you're eating more calories than you're burning, you are putting on weight. The healthy foods have calories. Let's compare like a handful of nuts, right? A handful of nuts is almost 200 calories with 18 grams of fat. And do you really eat one handful? I could never eat one handful. So when you are going with 2 handful of nuts, that's 400 calories. So when you compare that with the bag of chips, that's only 100 calories. It's sad to say, I'd rather go with the bag of chips because I'm eating 400 calories and almost 30 grams of fat. So anyways, bottom line is that yes, eating healthy is amazing for you. Please eat healthy. We would never advocate for not eating quinoa and nuts, but please be aware of the calories, because the majority of the health foods are the ones that are highest in calories and fats.
So my situation, I didn't know that eating healthy is not the same as eating healthy for weight loss. 2 different things.
Yes.
And that's why I wasn't seeing results.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this brings us to the first tip for you if you relate to my story. If you're eating just healthy food, you're cooking at home, you're not seeing results, but you are a little bit curious about, okay, so how do I know how to calculate my calories?
Yes.
In our program, we have BFF app, and in there, we calculate your calories according to your physical activity, your age, your height, many other factors. But of course, we're not going to give you the calculation right now. However,
there's an easier way to do that.
Like you can start doing this from tomorrow, do it for a couple of weeks, and you are going to be very thankful.
So you're just going to take your goal weight, not your current weight. If you are planning to lose weight, because of course that's why you're here, you're going to take your goal weight, multiply it by 12, and that is going to give you your calorie content.
Just to be in a calorie deficit, right?
Just to be in a calorie deficit. So you're eating less calories than your body burning at rest.
So in my case, let's just calculate. So let's say I want to be 118 pounds.
Yeah, so 118 times 12, that's 1,416 calories.
1,416 calories. So I was eating 2,200 calories before.
So you were literally eating well over 800 calories.
So I was overeating healthy foods, and that's why I wasn't losing body fat.
Yes. I mean, you can fill your 1400 calories with all the health foods and you'll still feel good. You'll still lose the weight. But the fact that you were eating, just focusing on healthy food, your life was consumed in the kitchen, just hours of cooking and organizing and putting. And so you felt really bad about yourself. And for a lot of people, that leads to a lot of mindset issues.
So just think about this. You don't want to count calories, but the calories count.
Even if you don't want to count them, they count.
We have so many discussions about this for years. I thought counting calories was obsessive. I thought it was unhealthy just to be measuring and counting. But I got to a point that I was desperate. I was like, I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
And then you told me for a year.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it until we develop our method. And you say, just try.
Yes.
Eye-opening. I realized, I was overeating in fats and here and there. So this is our invitation. First tip, count your calories.
Just roughly download the tracker and just put whatever you're eating. There's no 100% way of knowing the calories. Calories is just an estimate of the energy that the food produces. What you need to do is just understand how much foods you're eating throughout the day.
So tell me about your story. What was your concept of I eat healthy, but I don't see results. I'm not losing weight. So what was going on?
So my journey didn't just begin 10 years ago. It began a while ago, like when I was 15 years old, because of that whole dieting mentality, right? In the 90s, everyone was dieting and I was not your skinny teenager. I was a little bit on the heavier side. So I was told that carbs are bad. I was told that high fat, high calorie foods are bad. So I started educating myself about calories. So I knew quite a bit about calories, but I was always in this yo-yo. You name any diet.
You try them all.
Tried it.
Yeah.
And so everything would backfire. So the most popular one around the time that I met you 10 years ago was the mason jar. So
I remember very colorful, very beautiful.
I would post it on my stories. Stories were a new thing, right?
Yes. I wish I had the patience to layer out my salad
Literally,
jars.
they were so pretty, from Pinterest. So I would make the mason jar. So that was my lunch. So let me go over what my meals were.
I can't wait to hear it. So yeah, exactly. How was your breakfast?
Yeah. So coffee first thing in the morning, and then I wasn't hungry. So I would make this energy smoothie that I came up with. I used to Google how to get more. And I swear, like, it was a magical thing that I used to make. It was called the energy smoothie. So it had ginger. Oh, it was gross.
Okay.
Ginger, apple cider vinegar a little bit. It was coconut milk, banana, a lot of spinach, and berries.
That very interesting combination, Kausar.
But I had to take that before teaching my Zumba classes because then I was exhausted.
Yes.
So I would take that. That was quote unquote breakfast. And then I would go teach 2 classes back to back, very active. I was with my son. He would go with me. He was like 15 months old. Lunch was, of course, my mason jar, my pretty mason jar. And girl, after 2 p.m., I was done. Literally, I had this intense cravings and fatigue. I used to live in Jersey City, and there were so many nice cafes that me and my son in the stroller go pick up my daughter. First stop to getting my croissant and my coffee, and then the kids would get snacks and whatnot. We were just walking around, going to the playgrounds, and I was exhausted. I remember texting my husband and be like, I haven't cooked anything. Are you going to bring something? So he would pick up a Thai or sushi, and then we would eat. And let me tell you the guilt I felt after eating that food. And it was just, I think that led me to many eating disorders that I had to go through some time to heal that. So the all or nothing mentality was huge.
Okay. Analyzing what you're saying as your coach, first of all, very common. We think that healthy eating means low calorie, low fat diet. This is what was happening. You were having cravings because you are very tall. You are 5'7". I'm 5'1", just for reference. And you have to be eating more calories. So of course you were telling your body, okay, I'm going to eat only about 700, 800 calories. That's what you're eating at the beginning of your day.
Yeah.
Like 500 calories most. So of course you had the willpower, but then at the end of the day, that willpower, because you were exhausted, was gone. You were a mom of 2 kids. We launched our business around that time.
Yes.
So you were exhausted teaching classes back to back, plus your house, plus your relationship. So it was a lot of energy that you needed. Of course, until 2 p.m., you had the willpower, but then at the end of the day, who is going to be deciding what is healthy and what is not? You just want something to eat. So in your mind, you were, okay, if I don't eat healthy, which is eating low calorie, low fat, it's impossible for me to lose weight, because when I eat the foods that I enjoy, I gain the weight.
Yes.
So this became an all or nothing mentality type of situation here, which is also very common.
Yeah.
Until you develop the BFF method with me, which is all balance, right? Like you can eat your favorite foods, your traditional foods, but also it is important to nurture your body.
Yes.
So in this case, even though you thought that you were eating healthy, low calorie, low fat, all of that, which for you was the concept of being healthy, you weren't eating the right macronutrients. Exactly. So it was very low protein, low fiber, low carb. So you didn't have the energy to support your lifestyle.
Exactly.
So this brings us to the second point. If you relate to Kausar's story, calculate how much protein you should be eating. Mm-hmm. Again, we're not going to ask you to use any type of calculator over here. It's going to be a very easy way for you to get started, because that's what we want, that you finish this episode with the tools that you need in order to understand why. Is it really true that I was eating healthy to lose weight? Or so tell us, how do you calculate your protein? An easy way, we know calculators, we know app with anything.
Yes, the very easy way to understand how much protein you should be eating is, again, you take your goal weight times 1. That's the amount of grams of protein you should be consuming a day. So for example, if you are 120 pounds and your goal is to be 110 or 115, you should be consuming 115 grams of protein on average. Again, calories are really important, like we talked about. Where are those calories coming from? For example, you can go to a burger joint, you can have a burger and fries for 1,460 calories, but that is not the quality of food that we want you to consume. Your calories need to come from a perfect proportion of your macros, which is fat, carbs, and protein.
It was for me 1,400 calories, and then I need to eat
118
grams of protein. But let's say, in my case, right, I was eating very low protein.
Yes. What do you think will be the best way to incorporate that much protein? Because I bet you a lot of the girls who are listening to our podcast right now, they are not consuming the right amount of protein. So what would you suggest?
Yeah, my recommendation is just start slow. Yes. So for example, in my case, I was eating maybe like 20 grams of protein because I was transitioning to a plant-based. So let's say you have to eat 120, 150 grams of protein. Start slow. If you were eating 20 grams of protein a day, just go next week, you're going to eat 40 grams of protein, and then 50. Kind of have the goal of 100 grams of protein until you learn and you reach that amount of protein. Another thing is, if you feel great at 100, you don't have to reach 120.
Yes.
If that is going to make you nauseous or that you feel that you're eating too much, because this is a formula, but it's not perfect. You're a human being, you're not a robot. So listen to your body. That's what we do in our program. We just try several things until we find what is the right thing for you, because we are all different, like a diamond, right?
Yes, exactly. I think there's 2 points to take into consideration. Is number 1, like our bestie says, I'm 43 years old. As you get older, as you hit your 40s and 50s, you are losing 2.5% of your muscle mass. So you have to preserve your muscle mass by eating solid amount of protein. That is non-negotiable.
Not eating enough protein.
You are not. And that is non-negotiable.
It's not optional. It's not optional. You have to do it because you are harming yourself.
You are. And the other point was, protein is one of the macronutrients that digest within 2 to 4 hours. So what happens when protein goes in your tummy? It takes you about 4 hours for it to get digested. So it keeps you full for X amount of time versus carbohydrates. If your diet is full of carbs like mine, you are going to have cravings because carbs digest within 1 hour.
You're having cravings you need protein. If you want to get leaner, you need protein. If you want to lose belly fat,
you need protein.
If you're tired, you need like literally. Now you know how to calculate your protein. So this is what you're going to do.
So bottom line,
after finish this episode, immediately, bestie, we want you to download a tracker.
Yes.
And I want you to calculate your calories. Remember, how do you calculate the calories to lose weight?
It's your goal weight times 12. That's
times
your calories.
12. Okay. And then to calculate your protein.
That's your goal weight times 1.
Exactly. So that's what you're going to do. You are going to schedule a free call with us.
What?
Yes.
Is that a bonus?
It is a bonus because you listen to all of this. That is your prize. So calculate your calories. You're going to calculate your protein. You're going to start tracking for a week or 2. You're going to book a free call with us. We're going to go over your progress. You're going to be impressed. You're going to be thankful because this might be what is happening in your case.
100%.
Okay. Thank you for listening and see you in our next episode.
Make sure to subscribe and make sure to check the show notes where we're going to be putting some free downloadables and a link to book your free call. See you in the next episode.